Every day that I'm not 6 feet under is a good day. Any day I'm not on fire is a good day. So today is a great day. I am an explorer. That's the kind of job description you don't hear about unless you ask some 7-year-old kid what they want to do when they grow up. But it's what I do, and I explore the extremes of nature, and that is all the extremes of nature. From tornadoes, I spend about 6 weeks every year driving across the Great Plains of the United States, hunting down weather that people run screaming from. And I take people with me. I actually take people on tours to go see these incredible tornadoes as they rip across the landscape. And the thunderstorms that form these tornadoes can be twice the height of Mount Everest, focusing all their energy down onto a single point. Mind-blowing. But it's not just tornadoes that I pursue. I just came back from Hurricane, which one now? I was in Earl, I was in Igor. I lose track sometimes. There are days when I wake up and I'm not sure what time zone I'm in. Igor was incredible. It battered Bermuda. I've been to more hurricanes than I can count. Probably the most destructive storm that I have ever experienced was Hurricane Katrina, which I managed to survive in a steel-reinforced concrete parking garage in Gulfport, Mississippi, as the entire town around me was literally disintegrating. Unbelievable. Volcanoes are also on my menu. Whoa. Still alive? The day is good. All right. I got to check every now and then. I've traveled to volcanoes all over the world. I climb them. I sometimes even climb into them as they're erupting. And to do this kind of thing, you have to have a very supportive wife. And my wife is so supportive. She actually agreed to marry me on the crater's edge of an exploding volcano in a South Pacific island. Yeah. It's kind of a metaphor for marriage, this erupting volcano sort of thing. But so far, it's worked out very, very well. She's very, very supportive. There are actually very few realms of exploration left. When you think of explorers, you typically think of the guy in the pith helmet hacking through the jungle, or maybe someone climbing Mount Everest, but all of that has been done. Space is a new realm for exploration. The deep seas, only about 3% of our ocean's depths have ever been seen by human eyes. We know more about the moon than we know about our own oceans. And another realm is caves, and I'm a huge cave aficionado. I like to explore the most extreme caves in the world. Caves you have to explore the old-fashioned way. Google satellites cannot peer into these things. You have to get down and dirty. This place, the Neika Crystal Cave of Mexico, it is the jewel in Mother Nature's crown. It is absolutely spectacular. This cave is as dangerous, though, as it is beautiful. It contains the world's largest crystals. Some of them are 10 meters long and weigh 55 tons. And the environment inside the cave is something that sort of drew me there, not just the beauty. It's 52 Celsius, that's over 120 Fahrenheit, with a relative humidity approaching 100%. Survival inside the cave is impossible for more than about 15 minutes without protective clothing. And this suit that I've got on consists of literally a vest made of ice with coveralls over top and a chilled breathing pack so that I can breathe chilled air and not scorch my lungs. And even with all that specialized equipment, I could only survive for about 35 minutes at a time before having to come out, refresh, rehydrate for about an hour and a half before I could go back in. It is unbelievable. And it may not exist for much longer because the mine where this cave is located, where it was discovered, eventually when it runs out of silver, they're going to turn off the pumps, and the whole thing will flood with water like it was 500,000 years ago. So enjoy it now while you can, because it's going to be gone. People often ask me, okay, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking one of two questions. Is this guy completely nuts? Why does he do it? Do you have fear? Yes, absolutely. I am not without fear. As a matter of fact, fear is my friend. Fear is my ally, my co-pilot. If I don't have fear when I'm in these extreme situations, then I make mistakes. And in my line of work, if you make a mistake, it's not like filing the wrong forms, okay? You know, the consequences are a little more dire. So I have to be careful, and I have to keep my fear in check, but I never want to get rid of it. I always have to have at least a little bit of fear. There are times, though, when I have made these mistakes, when I have forgotten my fear, and it gets me into trouble. Another cave. This one is Kitten Cave in Kenya. It's well known for two reasons. Number one, it's the only place in the world where elephants travel underground to scrape the cave walls with their tusks, and they chew the rocks to get salt. It's a unique phenomenon. I wanted to go and experience this. The problem is, the other reason why this cave is well known. It has been the outbreak's epicenter for 2 outbreaks of Marburg hemorrhagic fever. You've probably never heard of it. You've heard of Ebola, right? It's the first cousin of the Ebola virus, the same symptoms. Headache, nausea, fever. In about a week, your internal organs liquefy, and then you bleed them out. Okay? Let's go there. So I did. So I went there, right? But I took some precautions. You have to take some precautions. So I've got a full Tyvek suit. I've got surgical gloves, respirator, eye protection, helmet. I'm ready. I've got the world's leading bat biologist with me who has mapped this cave. Behind me is my cameraman. We're ready. We wanted to get to the very back of the cave where the bats are. Now, nobody knows how the virus gets into humans. We do know that the bats are somehow involved. It's a big scientific mystery, so I wanted to investigate. So here I am. Picture this. I'm trudging through this cave, wading through piles of bat guano. It's hot and humid because of the biomass of these hundreds of thousands of bats. We get to the back of the cave. The sound is deafening. My cameraman flips on his light. The bats scatter, thousands of them. They're flying at me. It's like, oh, wow, they're crashing into me. I want to catch one. This is going to be awesome. I grab one. It hits me. I grab it. I turn to show it to the camera, and then I realize, oh, my thick leather gloves are in my backpack. The bat turns its head, bites through the glove and into my thumb. And now I don't know if I have a week left to live. I don't know if I'm the walking dead. Don't know if I'm going to see my wife again. Don't know if I'm even going to get home again. And this experience taught me 2 things. It taught me that if you're going to go into a virus-filled bat cave on the side of a mountain in Kenya, wear all of your protective equipment. But it also taught me that no matter what fear you have, no matter how uncomfortable you are, you can make the decision to take that situation, turn it around, and even feel more alive than you ever have before. Every single one of our lives has the possibility of being an epic, extraordinary adventure. All we have to do is take our fear by the hand and decide to make it that way.